Scott Disick plans to interfere in Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian's relationship for his own benefit. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Scott Disick is still holding on to the past, especially when it comes to his feelings for Kourtney Kardashian. While Kourtney has moved on and found happiness with her husband Travis Barker, Scott seems to be stuck in a place of regret and heartbreak. Some people are beginning to believe that he might even be trying to come between the couple because he still has feelings for her. At one time, Scott had Kourtney's love. They had something real. But over time, things changed. Maybe he wasn't ready for the kind of relationship she wanted. Maybe the fame and lifestyle took a toll on him. Whatever the reason, he made too many mistakes, and slowly, Kourtney stopped seeing him as someone she could rely on. She gave him chance after chance, but he didn't meet her halfway. There was a time when Kourtney loved him so deeply that she would have done anything for him. But love like that doesn't last forever if it's not returned in the same way. And sadly, Scott didn't give her what she needed emotionally. Once Kourtney truly let go of the relationship, that's when Scott began to realize what he had lost. It's often like that with people. When they finally see that the other person has moved on, that's when they suddenly want them back. That was true in Scott's case too. Their relationship had been shown for many years on, keeping up with the Kardashians, with lots of ups and downs. Their love story kept fans watching and wondering if they would make it. At times, it looked like they might stay together forever. But at other times, things seemed impossible between them. Even though there was a strong connection and love, the problems between them were just too big. When Kourtney finally met someone new and fell in love with Travis Barker, everything changed. It was like she was finally free. She had waited so long for something better, and when it didn't come from Scott, she found it somewhere else. This was very hard for Scott to witness. He saw Kourtney becoming a new person, happier and more in control of her life, and he couldn't do anything about it. It was too late for him. And from the outside, he looked like someone who was full of regret, like someone who realized his mistakes only after everything was lost. Now, it seems that Scott is focusing more on being a father. He's spending time with his kids and showing that he wants to be more responsible. Some people think he's doing this because he wants to get Kourtney's attention again. Others think he might be trying to show her that he has changed. But the question remains, will this new version of Scott make Kourtney care again, or will it only upset her? Maybe she sees it as too little, too late. There was a time when Kourtney's love for Scott was like a peaceful and beautiful place, full of warmth and trust. But Scott made choices that damaged that peaceful space. His struggles with addiction and his behavior with other women were hard for Kourtney to deal with. In one moment from the show, Kourtney hears a woman's voice on Scott's phone. He tries to explain, but deep down, she already knows the truth. Even though she suspects something is wrong, she isn't ready to leave him. She's still deeply in love and willing to forgive him. It's painful to see someone go through that. She was loyal and kind, but Scott didn't treat her the way she deserved. Eventually, Kourtney began to see things more clearly. She understood that she couldn't keep going through the same painful experiences. The emotional pain she felt again and again finally became too much. It was like getting hurt little by little until there was nothing left to hurt. But strangely, that pain helped her grow. It gave her the strength to look for something better. It helped her imagine a future where she could be truly happy. With Scott, there was always sadness and letdown. No matter how much she tried, the relationship didn't give her the kind of love she dreamed about. Staying would have meant always accepting less than what she deserved. So she chose to walk away. She didn't waste time being angry or thinking about what could have been. She decided to focus on building a better life. Even now, sometimes Scott seems lost in thought. Maybe he's thinking about Kourtney and realizing how badly he messed up. Maybe he regrets not being the man she needed him to be. But the truth is, Kourtney did the right thing when she left him. She should have done it sooner. A person who is not honest and who calls someone else their wife while still being with you doesn't deserve your trust. Kourtney finally understood that, and she moved on. It wasn't an easy journey for her. Letting go of someone you once loved so deeply can feel like the hardest thing in the world. There were probably moments when she doubted herself or wondered if she was making the right choice. But over time, those thoughts likely faded as she saw how much better her life could be without all the emotional pain. She learned that loving someone is not enough if they don't respect you in return. Scott, on the other hand, still seems to be struggling. He watches from the sidelines as Kourtney lives a new life with someone who makes her happy. Maybe he still thinks there's a chance to fix things. Maybe he believes that if he just shows her that he's changed, she'll come back. But life doesn't always work that way. Some mistakes can't be fixed with apologies or good behavior. Kourtney has moved forward. She's no longer the same person who cried over Scott's phone calls or who waited for him to change. She's grown stronger and more sure of what she wants. And now, she has someone by her side who respects her and treats her the way she deserves. That kind of peace is hard to find, and once you find it, you don't want to let it go. Scott might still feel connected to Kourtney because of their shared history and the children they have together. But love based on the past isn't enough to build a future. He had many chances to show her that he was serious, that he could be the man she needed. But he didn't take those chances. He let them slip away, one by one. Now, he's left with memories and maybe some hope that things could still change. But Kourtney has already turned the page. She's in a new chapter of her life, one that doesn't include the pain and confusion she went through with Scott. That's not something she will give up easily. Even if Scott is trying to act differently now, it doesn't erase everything that happened before. People change, yes, but trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. And Kourtney knows that. She knows that love isn't just about feelings, it's also about being able to count on someone, to trust them with your heart. Scott broke that trust many times. While he may still care about her, and while he may even believe he still loves her, it's clear that his actions didn't match his words in the past. That's why things ended the way they did. And that's why Kourtney isn't looking back. Some people think Scott might be trying to create problems between Kourtney and Travis. Maybe they think he's not happy seeing her with someone else. Maybe he wishes things were different. But even if that's true, it doesn't mean he has the right to interfere. Kourtney deserves peace. She deserves a relationship that lifts her up, not one that drags her down. And she's finally found that. Scott will always be a part of her life because they have children together. But that doesn't mean she owes him another chance. She gave him more chances than most people would. Now, it's time for her to live the life she was meant to live, a life filled with real love, respect, and joy. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.